Nothing.
Hello, welcome back. Today we're talking about the Super Bowl versus the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers at Allegiant Stadium. Let's get into it. So, what is some of the strengths for the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers?
Overall, the Chiefs, great coaching staff. Steve Spagnuolo, Andy Reid, arguably two greats right there. You have Mahomes, Kelsey. Stat-wise, this has been a Mahomes down year. But besides that, Mahomes has still been doing his thing in the playoffs. Okay, and Rashee Rice has been going off as a rookie. Just have to stay consistent with that game. And our defense has been amazing. Okay, and the Niners' offense is prolific. It is amazing. But I think our defense is fit enough to go against that offense.
What did you say?
Prolific.
Okay, first of all, don't say that again. And then the 49ers, what did you just say about the offense?
That they're prolific.
What does that mean?
Like, they have a lot of Pro Bowlers.
Huh?
Bowlers?
Why wouldn't you
Bowlers.
just say they're Pro Bowlers?
They're
Or
pro
just limit.
football.
Or good.
Like
Or amazing, phenomenal,
Yeah.
boys, phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you.
Pretty good offense. Not phenomenal, but
No, they're
pretty
pretty,
good.
miraculous.
I mean,
I'm gonna
it's
be
pretty
honest.
good.
Pretty
Pass
miraculous.
attempts, they're last in the league. But
Yep.
okay.
overall,
But you got to realize the run game here. You know
the
what I
run
mean?
game,
Who
are you-
is,
who
are
that's
you
where it's
for?
at.
Who's stopping him, man? I mean, come on, man. All I'm gonna say, you're out there on the field, McCaffrey and you. You're not stopping.
Who is he
him, man.
with?
You're not stopping him, man. Hey. We got to be fair on both sides here.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I
We,
feel-
we
Thank
do
you,
have
sir.
to
We
be-
can't be too
Exactly.
biased.
Exactly. You can't be
Not
biased.
even
can't be
biased.
biased.
I
Come
feel
on.
like you're more biased on the 49ers side
No,
here.
because we're talking about them.
What's
right
their
now.
strengths and what their
Yeah.
weaknesses
Exactly.
are.
We're talking
we'll
about
get to
this-
the Chiefs.
yeah.
We'll get to the Chiefs.
Okay.
We'll get to the Chiefs.
Don't know if we got a secret agent over here.
State Farm over here or something, but
Okay, dude.
What about
Don't
why
like the
State
attitude
Farm?
right now. Ready?
Stay
Alright.
So I think definitely McCaffrey is a good strength for this team, but also Debo Samuel and Brent Ayuk, both really good receivers. Anything else you guys would like to add?
George Kittle.
George Kittle.
Now, Brock Purdy,
Anna Fry.
a lot of people have been making fun of him with Anna Fry, and people have been calling him a system quarterback. Or people like Cam Newton have been saying, like, he's the top 10 best person on their offense, or whatever. But he's been showing that he can do this.
Nah.
In the playoffs, he came back versus the Lions and the Packers, trailing in the fourth quarter,
Don't care.
and they still won both those games. And guess who the Chiefs lost in the regular season both times? Now, I know regular season, playoffs, completely two
Playoff
different
Pat.
things.
Playoff Pat.
But
Not bad,
the
buddy.
Packers and the Lions did both beat us.
No
I just
care.
want to say that right now.
Are they here?
But
Alright. Are
Yeah.
they in the Super Bowl though?
Are they even in the same conference?
but the
here, boys?
Chiefs'
That's what we're
playoffs
talking
are
about.
completely a different breed.
Right.
We're talking about somebody who literally plays a whole different personality when he hits Super Bowl.
Or
Pat,
playoffs.
He's just like different. Those games he don't care, but once it comes to the Super Bowl, it's a whole different person. So we're not gonna compare those.
Young age,
Why
too.
compare a
Young
regular
age.
season game when it doesn't matter? If you
Right.
I
if
was
you
just
go,
wanted to put that out there.
if you go 0 and 0 and 15, if you win the Super Bowl, does it really matter?
You can't go 0-15 and not make the
Don't
playoffs.
Oh, wait.
It was just
Yeah,
rhetorical.
Rhetorical
Yeah.
question.
It was just
Yeah.
an
Rhetorical
analysis here. It was
question.
just a what if. type
If the
of-
Carolina Panthers got into the playoffs, like really, the regular season wouldn't matter, even though they're 2-15.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
like
Darn it.
the regular season would not matter because they're in the playoffs.
Hey, let Bryce Young cook now.
No.
No.
Don't let him cook.
Do not
Please,
let him
please,
cook.
please.
Don't
Stop.
let them
He'll
cook.
burn the house down.
If I'm gonna be unbiased, I feel like they are smart in some of their plays. I'm going to give them that. If they're open, they do make sure that the ball is passed there, or if they see any openings, they play smartly and make sure that they are getting at least yardage or a first down. I feel like they do play very smart in those type of games. But they do have some type of rough patches that I will say that will give us the advantage.
Could you please name him off for me?
Name them off. Okay.
Yep.
First, their offense kind of just like messes up. Like they'll have some good plays, but then it's just like they'll start slowly.
Consistency.
Yeah, they're not
Big word there.
Good word.
they're not really consistent. Depending. I mean, who knows? It's the Super Bowl, so they might be on their A game during this. But most of the games I see is like
Nah.
it's just like all over the place. But, you know, who knows? I do know that they play very smart. They'll give it to the running back if they see that big gap open. Hopefully we do not have none of those with our defense. And I know that some passes are like smart, like praise to that quarterback. Got some chess player moves there. But it depends on how consistent they are on this game, though.
So, since you're talking about some of like the 49ers weaknesses, let's talk about some of the Chiefs' weaknesses.
Let me get this out the way before anybody says anything. I'll be honest. Our defense could be shaky sometimes when we're starting off. Let's be honest. When we start off the game, we
Not
kind
a
of
fan. Yep. Okay.
we're
Yeah.
kind
We caught him, boys.
Yeah.
nah.
Not a fan.
You do not watch football.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
sir.
we got 'em.
No, be honest.
We
you
held
sure.
Baltimore to 10 points.
But-
the most prolific
but isn't
offense
it
in the
true?
season.
Thank
True.
you, sir.
But
Thank you.
we
Touch
do
to that, brother.
we do start off a little bit.
Hey, let
Two
Nash
running
cook.
backs.
Let Nash cook. That's what I'm talking
A minute
about.
that, brother.
Listen, so for the Baltimore game, you know, the defense made it look like it was going to be Baltimore just getting the ball and running it down the field.
Same with the
At-
Bills game.
Well, at the beginning, and
Right.
then they
Coaching
kind of
adjustments,
stepped up
halftime.
That's what I'm
to
talking
where
about.
they started just making Lamar have to think about trying to make these big plays, which inevitably sealed the game for the Chiefs.
You know what the Chief defense is? The Chiefs defense is adaptable. That's what
That's-
Whoa, we.
That's
I
what
do
they
agree with
did.
that.
Man,
'Cause
he
they'll
is
start
saying
off-
some
Give me a
big
shake for
words.
that
They'll,
one.
they'll
Okay,
start off
brother.
shaky.
That
and
was
then
wow,
they'll
we.
they'll start
Big
doing
words.
some
Let me
stuff.
I also agree with that. Yep.
I will say, the Chiefs' defense is really good. Linebackers, really good. Nick Bolton, Leo Chanel, underrated. Drew Tranquil, underrated. Really, our whole defense is underrated. L'Jarius Sneed, extremely underrated.
Well, you have to realize though they compare it to the offense too. You know what I mean? Like you can't really. The offense is better than the defense. That's what everybody sees.
Well, not this
So
year.
it's like you can't. Well, but like the offense has a bigger, I guess, role kind of. You know what I mean? Like
Defense wins
really-
everything.
You want
Right.
exactly. See,
Defense
no,
wins
but
everything.
what would you rather see? What would you rather see?
The defense.
or them scoring
Offensive
touchdowns?
shootout.
I mean,
Exactly. Like, would you
I
rather?
would rather
you know
see
what I'm
that, but I
saying?
would
You
rather
know what
see
I'm
the
saying?
defense not let any touchdowns get through.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
you
we're
wouldn't.
lying. You'd
No,
rather
you
see a
would not.
one-handed Odell touchdown
I'm
instead
glad
of that,
you would.
buddy. Stop.
Yeah.
I would
Like,
rather see
don't
an
be a-
interception get taken down all the way to the field. I would rather see
That
that.
happens when? Like,
So
how
rarely.
often?
Maybe
Does
once
that
or twice
happen?
a game.
How
Very
often
rarely.
does that happen?
Y'all,
You would
Very
see an
rarely.
OBJ catch more often than a 99-yard.
Yeah, come on, man.
reception.
Come on,
that's
dude.
besides
99-yard
the point.
pick
What's the
six.
point?
Fantasy
What's the
and
point there,
98.
buddy?
What are you
No,
yapping
man.
about?
What is he
Defense,
on?
the defense is the main reason why the offense can play.
This year,
Also,
Yeah,
I
this
also
year.
agree. I also agree here. This year, but you have to like the past years.
past years it's
bro,
been
like-
Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce.
I will agree with that, yes.
cooking.
But this year, the defense have been doing good, though.
Yes,
Our defense
absolutely.
has
Oh
been
no,
doing great.
oh no, 100%.
But
they always improve.
But you're
They
saying
always
this like
improve.
they have never been good.
I
No,
think
but I'm
Steve
saying,
Spagnuolo
all right,
would've
yeah,
lost
I
his
might be,
job
but
this year.
right, I
if
mean
he
by
didn't do
this
good
year,
this
they
year.
have been doing
I think
great.
he could've lost his
They've
job.
been
Yeah.
putting in work.
Because where the offense lacks this year, the defense has to step up.
So
It's true.
we've definitely established that the defense is not necessarily a weakness. Would you say that the offense is a weakness for the Chiefs? And
The offense has been doing great. I have not seen anything that they have been having a hard time on the offense.
in the postseason, they've been,
Linemen and receivers. But our receivers have been doing
O-line?
way better.
O-line,
Way
they be
better.
slipping
This
up
receivers have
sometimes.
been doing way better this postseason. MVS has
That's
been
real.
3 targets this
That's real.
postseason.
Hey, earlier this season,
and deep balls thrown to him.
Pretty sure we didn't say this in. I don't think we said this in the podcast, but we was gassing MVS, boy. He was not catching anything.
Cookie was staying true though with him. Cookie was staying true.
Oh, yeah,
So
Cookie was staying true.
We gotta give Cookie his credit.
Yeah, we
on
gotta
that
give
one,
Cookie
guys.
his.
We gotta
his
give
applause.
Give him
little applause there.
Because
We gotta give
Flag
him
him
his
up, boys.
applause.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Appreciate it, crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably sleeping in the back, but you know.
Yeah.
No Cookie.
Taking up
Yeah.
space.
Rep that.
But Rasheed Rice has been amazing, and that's I think what we have to go and look at for the
Yeah.
Chiefs' offense. We have Travis Kelce. We've already looked at him before. We've already looked at Pacheco. Okay, we've already looked at Patrick Mahomes the second. Okay, Joe Tooney. That's our question right now. Is Joe Tooney going to be ready enough to play in the Super Bowl against Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Arik Armstead, and all that defense?
So, I think a weakness for the Chiefs is their O-line. Sometimes the O-line, they hold on plays that could have gotten them a touchdown or could have gotten them major yardage. And what happens is they get that penalty and then they either have to kick a field goal or they have to punt. So, do you think that maybe the O-line is holding the Chiefs back, or?
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah. I mean, time from time they might mess up. I will agree
Heat
with
right
that.
there, yeah.
I realize that sometimes they'll probably let one person get through, or they'll just mess up. But I
But
don't think they're holding.
After O line playing with Patrick Mahomes, you think they have some trust in their quarterback?
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna go back to what Jackson said. Jackson, you hit the nail on the head. There was a couple of times where we had scored, and the O line had a holding penalty that pulled some points off the board, or puts our offense in a very tough 3rd and 8 situation because of offsides or holding or something. So I like that comment.
I think there was a play versus the Ravens. There was a screen play, I think it was, for Rasheed Rice,
Yep.
and it went for a touchdown, but it got
In the red zone.
called back because of Trey Smith's holding call, which was very controversial in my
Yes.
opinion, without being biased whatsoever. But very controversial. Our line, I will say, our line's way better than Super Bowl 55. Way better than Super Bowl 55.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I'm still worried about that D-line versus a slightly injured O-line.
Yeah.
Now, Nick Allegretti, which is our backup to Joe Tooney, had a phenomenal game against the Ravens, DNs, Jadeveon Clowney, and all of them. I don't think I heard his name at all last week, which is usually a good thing for an O-lineman. Because if you do get called, it's usually because of a holding call or a false start, which is another thing. Not just the holding calls, but the false starts that we had during the regular season. And Andy Reid's one of the greatest coaches to adjust and tell the people to fix what they're doing wrong. And so I'm hoping that we can fix that in the Super Bowl and have very limited holding calls on offense and defense.
All right. So, I want to talk about some of the weaknesses for the 49ers. One of their weaknesses, I feel like, is their run defense. We saw this with Green Bay and the Detroit Lions. So, do you think that with this run defense, do you think that Isaiah Pacheco, Edwards Hilaire, and McKinnon, do you think they could have potentially a great game?
do you think the Lions and the Packers have a Pacheco, though?
Jameer
They
Gibbs,
they
David
have
Montgomery.
some
No,
real.
here's all I'm gonna say.
Now, I will say the Lions have a versatile run game because they have jet sweeps with that Jamal Williams
That's it.
touchdown or
Yeah.
whatever it was. The 42-yard touchdown was one of the first drives of that game that had them a huge lead, and obviously they couldn't seal the deal, unfortunately. But the Niners' defense, stat-wise, is they're around the 15 range for a lot of their stats. So we have to make sure that we can use Pacheco and McKinnon. And granted, McKinnon is not fully healthy yet. Okay, he's still questionable to play. Joe Tooney is doubtful. But McKinnon is questionable to play. And if McKinnon can play, we'll be able to use him on third downs and a lot of more versatile screen plays instead of just throwing it to Rashee Rice.
Oh no, give the ball to Pacheco and we have ourselves a game, boys. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Give it to
yeah,
him and
that's
let
real.
him run. You know what I'm
Pacheco
saying?
does not stop moving.
Let that
I'm
dog
gonna be
cook.
honest.
And
There's some
Totally agree.
game-winning clips I've seen of him where he'll get hit and he's just running
Oh man,
sideways.
you wind him up like it's a toy and he just keeps on
Oh, my
going until it's
goodness.
done. You know what I'm saying?
Till the battery's gone, he's just running forever.
Yep. So, what are some of the other potential weaknesses for the 49ers?
Respectfully, it got to be Brock Purdy.
That's
I-
real.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Respectfully,
That's real.
Hannah Fry's kind of crazy.
respectfully, it's Brock Purdy.
We're saying
If
weak-
you
we're not
play-
saying weak, we're saying
I'm not gonna lie
weaknesses.
though. I'm not gonna lie though. It is the weaker point.
Weaker
of the-
point.
He
Now,
isn't
he-
like-
he's
he
still
isn't
good,
like, no, yeah.
but he's not top 3 or
He
top
isn't like the
5
rest of them.
caliber. If he had Mahomes on that team, I would say they
Okay,
would go
yeah, I'm not
undefeated.
gonna lie. They're gonna.
They would go
yeah, I'm not gonna
undefeated.
lie. They would.
If they had a Lamar Jackson, they would go undefeated, or at least 15-2.
But they have Brock Purdy. So
But they have Brock Purdy. Respectfully, now if we compare Jimmy Garoppolo's Super Bowl season to Brock Purdy's, yes, Brock Purdy has beaten him on every stat, but not by very much.
they're the same 49ers they used to be.
They're basically the same exact
49ers
49ers.
they've been.
Yeah, man.
So Brock Purdy is the weak point of that offense, but I'm not saying that to be mean. Brock Purdy has been amazing this year for the Niners. Now they are 32nd in pass attempts this year, but they're which is very last in the NFL.
That's
That's
last.
kind of crazy.
But they've still been able to score a lot in the run game and with the receivers
Christian
and tight end.
McCaffrey just carries.
Now
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey,
Basically.
we gotta give some applause to Christian McCaffrey, Offensive Player of the Year, respectfully.
He just carries.
Offensive Player of the Year for Christian McCaffrey, CMC. It was very controversial for me, Tyreek Hill or Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, I picked McCaffrey over Hill because Hill bailed on
The
us.
traitor.
He's a
Good,
traitor.
Yeah, no.
But McCaffrey got it, so we'll just have to see if that award really stands out during the Super Bowl.
We'll see.
I feel like it will.
To an adaptable Chiefs defense, though, don't know.
So,
Don't know.
what are some of the opportunities that the Chiefs and the 49ers can take advantage of in the Super Bowl?
Turnovers. Defense, as the Chiefs, we were very aggressive versus the Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense.
Real, we had to be.
Very aggressive. We could have had a lot more sacks, but we didn't.
Listen, defense lets up that game, we lose. That's it.
Straight facts.
I thought that game was going to be a shootout. The first
Boy,
quarter.
me too.
When
I
he
thought-
threw that to Zay Flowers, I was
I
like,
thought- yeah, I
great,
did-
this
I
is a shootout. Who knows what's going to happen at this point? Defense is going to have to make a stand, and they did. They held on to only a field goal after that.
Yeah.
3 quarters after,
They stood on it.
they stood on it for 3.5 quarters. That is something rarely any offense can be stopped. That's so rare. We did that to the Dolphins. Now, obviously, we couldn't do that to the Bills, but like we're still doing stuff on defense. We're still doing stuff on offense.
Right.
Maybe not a crud ton like when we had 2018 Mahomes or 2019 Mahomes, but we're still doing enough to get the job done. And I think if we do that same exact thing here to Brock Purdy and pressure him and make him throw the turnovers and get him sacked, we'll be able to do the same exact things we did last week. But we have to bring the pressure. We have to have somebody to go against George Kittle. Because Brock Purdy, when he's going against pressured, what is he going to want to do? Throw those short passes, which has been the number one thing for the 49ers this season. So we're going to have to bring pressure, have a good man versus George Kittle, which I think could either be Willie Gay, if he's fully healthy, or Drew Tranquil, or Nick Bolton. Any of our linebackers, I think, could do it. Leo Chanel will probably be our spy, because Brock Purdy was going pretty amazingly against the Lions. He had a lot of rushing yards that second half. And so I think we just got to bring the pressure. I think whoever wins the turnover battle wins. It's simple as that. Defense wins championships. Let's just put it at that. Okay.
What's our take on people saying, or fans saying it's rest versus Ravens?
Refs versus Ravens.
No.
What's our
That's
take?
not- Come
No.
on, man. Come
What's our-
on,
no.
dude.
You know how many times they fumbled the ball?
It's a part of the game.
It's a
man.
part,
not
boy.
even-
Yeah. Look, Zay Flowers. First of all, that taunting call.
That was
Listen,
on Zay.
that's on Zay.
That's on Zay. It
First
doesn't
of
matter
all,
what the rest of it is. That's a
rookie wide receiver. I mean,
that's a flag on
he
Zay.
has to know. He has to learn that. He's a rookie.
Flag on the play.
That's a
Yeah.
flag on play. 15 yards.
Gotta get another game, buddy.
He knew. He should have known through all of his years of playing football
College
what's
doesn't
allowed
matter.
and what's not allowed.
Yeah.
And then he fumbled in the end zone, which you don't like to see, but I mean, you love to see it as a Chiefs fan.
Right.
But
That was
Yeah.
that was a fumble. That was a swat.
The,
Like
the
us.
Ravens needed to do something.
He picked that ball out.
and then Lamar Jackson throwing it to triple coverage. I think that
Wasn't.
that's an example of how the defense applied pressure to Lamar Jackson and made him think that he needs to make these game-changing plays that will win them the game. So I think that's why he threw it to triple coverage, was because he was trying to make something happen, which is what we need to make, Brock Purdy think that he needs to make something happen. But it was a stupid throw nonetheless.
Now,
And the dude who was trying to get that ball was waving his hands like he got it. No,
No.
there was 3 people on you. You're not getting that ball.
it could have been a flag, but either way, if you make a stupid play, a stupid result's going to happen.
Yes.
You shouldn't get a flag for doing something that you did wrong.
Yeah, I think that play could have gone 2 different ways, but refs called taunting, and I mean, it kind of was. I could see what they were calling, but I mean, it is what it is. So, what are some of the opportunities that the 49ers could take advantage of against the Chiefs?
If
Receivers, I think. They have a pretty good defense. Now, stat-wise, we talked about this before. Stat-wise, they're not that great. But we know their defensive rosters are amazing.
Oh yeah.
Arguably the best this year. And notice every single Super Bowl that we've gone against, they've had a star all-out defense. Eagles, Bucks, the Niners. Like, both the Niners teams has great players. Same exact.
The Niners have been the Niners. It's like they haven't changed. They just
The only thing that's changed is George Kittle.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's really just Brock Purdy stepping into the quarterback role. That's really all that have changed.
I'm
And maybe
gonna
some
be
coaching.
honest, the advantages they might have is if our defense takes a while to adapt to their plays. That's so for them, they would probably gonna have to come on strong, smart, and apply more pressure than we could for them. Our defense is probably, if they give our defense a hard time, unlikely. If they do, maybe they have an advantage of, yes, probably getting touchdowns and stuff like that. But who knows? Our defense might have more pressure or might win it more than the 49ers offense will.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If our defense applies the pressure, I don't think Purdy's gonna even do anything. I'm gonna be honest.
It's
It's,
gonna be a
also
lot.
his first time in that
if Lamar
new
can't
arena stage.
if Lamar Jackson, if our defense sits on Lamar Jackson
Right.
Or Josh Allen.
or Josh Allen,
Yeah.
why is our defense not sitting on Brock Purdy?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
And-
He's just gonna mess up.
Another thing is, another way to add a pressure by not even doing anything is having a lead. If we can have a big enough lead with our offense,
Right.
which I know we talked about earlier, the Chiefs' offense is barely getting it done, but they're still getting it done.
Right.
They need to do more than what they've ever done this season. They need to. MVS, Miko Hardman, I don't care. Any receiver that can just do the job.
Kadarius Toney.
Kadarius Toney, I don't care. Punt team, I don't care. Kadarius Toney had a great game versus Philly.
I think Kelsey is going to be a weapon.
Oh, I mean, he's gonna have to.
He's always. He is
He
always.
is,
He-
but-
He's always. It doesn't matter.
Bro, the
Yeah.
Ravens game, he was targeted, boy. He was.
I do agree with Nash, though. I feel like if we have a higher lead, they're going to probably make some dumb plays.
Well, yeah, because then they're just gonna try everything.
And try literally anything just to get a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's going to be the way we win.
So, what are some of the threats on these
Oh my god.
amazing rosters?
Pacheco. It's just going to be honest, Pacheco.
Checo?
Man streets, that's not like, I'm sorry, but if I'm going to be honest, if he's wide open and you give him a downward yardage, he's probably gonna get that touchdown, or he's gonna get us near the touchdown. No matter who you put on him, let me not say that, but if he gets hit or anything like that, you really need to wrap him up because he does not stop running. It doesn't really matter how.
Get a roll.
Same exact thing with Christian
Got
McCaffrey.
Yep.
Now, I will say, for the Niners to have a chance or to win, they need to have Fred Warner on either Kelsey or Pacheco. Well, I would say Dre Greenlaw on Pacheco because he's a good hitter too, and Fred Warner on Kelsey. Okay, they had Kyle Hamilton last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago, all over the place. Guarding Rashee Rice, having him at safety, guarding him with Kelsey, and Kelsey still did his thing. So it's like,
Just gonna do his thing.
What
They're gonna for
less-
sure apply the most pressure on Kelsey.
what less can we expect from Kelsey?
If I'm being honest, this all comes down to what the coaches do. There might be a chance the coach might do something stupid. Might.
I think Kyle Shanahan's gonna be aggressive this game.
Yeah.
Maybe not stupid aggressive like Dan Campbell, respectfully, but if it's like a 4th and 2, and you're on the Chiefs side, I think they might go for it. I think they'll
why
hand it.
wouldn't you?
I think they would go for it, and they would either have Kittle or McCaffrey. I don't trust Debo. I don't trust Ayuk in that situation. I trust my 2 best players on my team to get the job done.
I would assume so. I
Well,
would hope
well,
that they would.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
You can't really-
like on some teams, it's like you don't trust them enough. But like with those two, they're like top 3 on their
they've
arguably.
earned
They earned
it.
it. They earned it. Like George Kittle was a late round draft pick, or slightly late, 3rd or 5th round draft pick, I think. So Kittle has earned his respect with everyone in the NFL. I think he's a great guy, funny guy, on the field, off the field. He has a lot of mic ons, mic offs, you know, like those audios you can hear from the NFL. He's really a funny guy. I love George Kittle, respectfully. I don't care what happens this game. If something good happens for the Niners, right, or whatever, like they get an amazing one-handed catch, I'm going to say BS, but like give him a round of applause for that because it was an amazing catch. I'm going to still stay true.
I don't know.
Like,
Not me, cause
I'm finna be the
Un-
top tier hater. after this
Respectfully
video.
hated.
respectfully hating.
Respectfully.
Unless if it happens and the Niners guarantee to win, then I'm gonna say F you to my
Oh, no.
screen and I'm shutting off the TV.
Yeah.
But like if
Yeah.
it happens in the first quarter, then I'm gonna still give them props because they did something good against our star out defense. So if we can do something that our defense, okay, if our offense can do more than what they've been doing in the playoffs,
They're gonna have to.
they're gonna have to. But if they do more, because they haven't scored 30 points this playoff season, I would think.
30 points? Who?
The Chiefs have.
No, they haven't.
If they can score 30 points, I
For
think
sure.
I think
That's the one.
we should have. But we have to score 30 points to have that maybe in the bag.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make like a very smart play.
Because we scored 26 against Miami, and then we scored
27. Or,
20,
yeah, 27.
27 against the Ravens. Which,
And be
No,
honest,
no, that's the Bills.
That was the
We
Bills.
we scored 17 against the Ravens.
17 against the Ravens. We need to have more than 17 points. If we only have 17 points, the Niners can still come back in the 10 minutes of the 4th quarter.
yeah. Our online just gotta be smart. I feel like
Yeah.
our online just needs to stay on point, like focused. Don't need no mess ups. If our online is straight and good, we should be fine. And as long as we make some smart plays with Kelsey, he is a good person to go far, and like he is a versatile player. Like,
the only difference between the Ravens and the 49ers is the Ravens have weapons and the 49ers have like an army. It's like they have an overall round out offense, overall round out defense that they can, you know, upgrade or, you know, balance out on. With the Ravens, they just had weapons.
Now,
Yeah, the rookie weapons, everything.
I like that. That was
Well,
so the Ravens, stat-wise, they had the best defense in the league. Best defense in the league. And look what we did.
Right.
Now, obviously, 17 points isn't too crazy, but,
But we
compared
won.
to,
The
but
best
we won,
defense in
but
the
we
league.
won versus the best defense in the league. Now, how many points did we held them to? 7 points throughout mainly the whole game. Now, we did allow it up 3, but that was when they were being desperate. So, there's a difference between a regular game time and 2-minute game
The
time
Ravens
management.
got so desperate they tried to win off field goals. Like they were just trying to get in the
Yeah.
Yo,
Now, if the game was closer and the Ravens were like that for the whole game, we probably would have scored more.
Yeah.
But we just let off the gas pedal and said, hey, I think we should be fine for this second half. If we just keep Lamar in the pocket, we should be fine.
So, what are our predictions for the Super Bowl? Make some final predictions. I think it's going to be a close game. I could see it being in like the mid high score. I don't think it's going to be anything outrageous like last year when it was like 38-35. I think somewhere near the. I'm thinking like maybe 28-27 or 27-24. I think that'd be.
Yeah.
I think that might be.
I think it's gonna be close to
score.
like 27, 24.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I feel like you can still like have 29.
I'll go 27-21, honestly.
Really?
I think it's going to be pretty low scoring for their offensive wise. So, I originally had it, them only getting 10. But I think I'm going to boost that up to 13. Just because the fact that the Chiefs defense, they have Lamar Jackson, which I think is scarier. Okay, keep in mind, not better, but scarier
right.
than the Niners' offense.
Oh, as a whole.
As a whole offense. The reason why I say that, I know that's a strong take, is because the quarterback.
Right.
If the quarterback can throw and run efficiently, maybe not well, but efficiently, that's why Mahomes is scary. He's the first in the league to get first down yard scrimmage. Mahomes is the first in the league to do it. That's why Mahomes is so scary in the pocket. And even out of the pocket, because you just roll out, throw it to a deep receiver. Looking at you, MVS. We throw it to MVS deep, which is what he's known for. Then we'll have MVS downfield. That's why we're so scary. That's why Lamar is so scary, because he can run anywhere on the field and still break tackles.
But look how our defense made Lamar Jackson act though. That man was running all around the pocket, being scary.
I'm not, brother.
Talking about what we're talking about?
We're talking about our predictions for the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, let me get you mine.
Pop out the pocket and feed it to him, boys.
All right. Chiefs. 27.
Oh, no, fair.
49ers. 21.
Okay, yeah, see, that
Pretty
was
close to
kinda
mine.
like-
Mine's
Yeah.
28.
Yeah,
Mine's
I like
28.
that.
I like
I
that.
like
I
that.
like that, actually.
I like that.
Because we have butt kicker, so
Yeah, we
we
got-
never field goal.
Yeah, I've never heard of their kicker in my life. Who's their
Jake
kicker?
Moody.
Jake Moody.
Exactly.
Jake Moody. And he's only made 50% of his field goals this entire season, including the playoffs.
So if it
He
does
missed-
come down to the clutch, he's gonna miss. Is that what we're saying?
Oh, no, jinx it.
Nah, he gonna miss.
But
He's gonna be shaking his
he
little
missed
boots.
one kick versus the Lions, and he missed a kick versus Green Bay.
What happened? Wait, didn't
He's finna get kicked from the team.
didn't the Buffalo team miss kicks?
No longer on that team
Yep.
anymore.
Yeah.
Wide right. Sounds familiar in Bill's Mafia history.
I think my score prediction
My God.
is gonna be 28-20. No, 28-20.
I don't feel like
It's a
they're
good
gonna be
one.
a
You
high
said
score.
27-17.
I think it's
I
gonna be
said
like
that
20
before,
to
but it's
17.
Cut
I
it.
like that.
You gonna change it?
28-20.
Got it.
2017. I don't feel like we're probably gonna score a lot. But I don't feel like we're gonna be scoring high,
Oh yeah.
depending on how we act.
Yeah.
All right. I think that about rounds it up for this show today. Thank you for watching, and as always, you just got into it.
Go Chiefs!